Hello again. Many people ask me, how do I know it is actually working for me? And that is not a very easy question to answer. The changes or the transformations that are happening on a level that you might not even be aware either exists or that you can't really locate where it started to unravel the energy block that you were working with. Everything in this universe is energy, absolutely everything, including yourself. And everything somehow is interconnected. We are experiencing limitations in either physical forms, not being well, or on abundance issues, not earning enough money, not having the right job, relationship-wise, that we can't find the right partner, or we feel a longing to something more and feeling unfulfilled. All of this I just simply call limitations, and they are created by certain energy blocks. Those blocks have been created over time. Sometimes through certain beliefs that we picked up from our parents, sometimes from emotional blockages that created over time. But most of it has to do with certain patterns that we just accepted and are now living on autopilot. So when we apply the two-pointer, this blocked energy is starting to flow again. And the changes initially may be just really slightly. So imagine you would go on a straight line forward and all of a sudden there is a slight change, like by just 1 or 2 degrees in the direction. Initially, when you are sitting there applying it, you might not straight away see that anything has changed. Although in some cases you can have massive changes initially. But let's say you don't really know that anything has changed. You can't pick it up. But somehow you changed your way, the direction to go by 1 or 2 degrees. So over time, this will have made a big impact. But it's always gradual. It's always relatively little. And so the so-called big effect or big result that you might be after straight away, like for example, I have a lot of pain, so I take a tablet and the pain is gone. You might not experience that with all of the topics you will be working with. Over time, you will notice though the changes because they become more obvious. And sometimes, and that happens often too, when you reached a certain point, you will already have forgotten where you are coming from, meaning you will have forgotten what the problem was initially that you were focusing on 2 or 3 weeks or months ago. So again, there are changes that are very obvious, very straightforward, but the key is never to look just for, I work on the pain, is the pain gone? Or I work on a topic, has that changed? The key is always to looking for anything that has changed, for any shift, for the so-called worse or for the so-called better. Because everything is interconnected, and so any changes can happen in any area of your life once you start this process. And the fun part is that you don't know, and at some point you will to learn that this is the fun part. Although admittedly, initially when I started, I didn't perceive this as fun. All I wanted is results for my issues, but I have come to learn to trust the process, to trust myself, to trust the universe, and to expect always something that I may not have expected, and that is the fun of it. So I hope that answer helps you in some form or way. I might see you again soon.